Ladies, gentlemen, and whoever or whatever you identify as, welcome back to the Shed of Dread and welcome to another video. Right then, so Russell T Davies, the man, the myth, the legend, the man who's going to save Doctor Who from its depths of depression, he who may never be questioned. Unless, of course, you're me. And I will question everything. You may have just seen me do a video on Juno Dawson, who was the lead writer of Doctor Who Redacted. And now we're in a place where Russell T Davies is back and everybody is excited. Well, you see, as I keep saying, the Russell T Davies of 2005 is not the Russell T Davies of 2022. The environment that he took over in 2005 has rapidly changed here in 2022. Things that were not acceptable or were not to be mentioned or were deemed not wise to do are now perfectly acceptable to do. And although I would be very, very happy if Doctor Who got back to its great standard that it used to be, with great stories, great direction, great actors, etc., I am concerned that people are not going to get what they're expecting. Now, I know full well that I am in the minority, for a change, it seems, apparently, that I have these concerns. That I have these worries that the way things are going, it's not going to be great. The question I have to pose to a lot of people is, why are you giving these people such a free and easy ride? Yasmin, who's going to play Rose in the 60th, and we've got Russell himself, and in some respects, which I'll touch on, Ncuti himself, are all doing things that if it was anybody else, people would be rightly bringing them to task upon it. We'll start with Russell. Obviously, you know that I have my concerns with the infamous speech on the red carpet when Ncuti was announced. He won an award yesterday or last night for It's a Sin. I'm going to play you the video of his acceptance speech, not in full. I will give you a link in the video so you can go and watch the full thing if you so desire. But the bit that is worrying and concerning. So, sit back, watch and listen.
I've got this stage. This was made by Channel 4. Conference call this broadcaster dedicated to making this sort of programme. We know what the government has said, they're going to sell that off. I know the government's wounded at the moment, but it's like a wounded dog. A wounded dog bites everyone, and the rabies will spread. It's still in danger. They've said they're selling Channel 4, and they have said they're stopping the licence fee by 2027. And we have to realise that the things the Tories say they will do, they do. They're very good at that. We're full of doubt. They're not. They will do this. It is wrong. I know I'm kind of trying to speak into the converted, but there's money in this room. And if there's money in the room, that means there's Tory voters in here. It does. You are here, and you're certainly watching at home. So please know, you are voting for murderers, bastards, abusers, and liars.
Now, a lot of people will probably agree with his candour and his, shall we say, not holding back in, as some people have quoted, destroying the Tory government. And I will agree that they are liars, but then again, so are all politicians. I will agree that they can be bastards. So can all politicians. To say they're abusers is rather rich from the entertainment industry, Jimmy Savile, etc., etc. But to call them murderers is wholly unacceptable. Now, some people will say, oh, well, you know, all the things that have done the government is complicit in killing people. Now, that is a dangerous path to go down, because in reality, if you're going to use that to the situation of COVID, they all, every single one of them, irrespective of party allegiances, backed the draconian measures that most likely and definitely did cause people to lose their lives. That was everyone. That's the House of Commons and the House of Lords, all of them. Okay, I know there were a few dissenting voices, but the vast majority of them had no problem in doing it. But if you want to go down that path because the Tories are murderers, perhaps you should also therefore make sure that you have checks and balances, because the Labour Party getting us involved in 2 Gulf wars in Afghanistan would have as much, if not more, blood on their hands. I agree that politicians lie. I agree that politicians are bastards at times. But the simple truth of the matter is, you cannot call them murderers. And this is probably why mainstream media hasn't touched this at all, because even they aren't stupid enough to say that. But I've already seen people going, oh, well, you know, he's right, this, that and the other. And it's irrelevant. He shouldn't be saying those words, because irrespective of what he believes, the only reason he's singing and jumping up and down about that is because it will be affecting his paycheck. If you truly believe that he gives a shit about the BBC or Channel 4, you are gravely mistaken. So, we have the director of Doctor Who and the lead writer now a very, very angry man. Will this mean that his politics will infect Doctor Who? Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows?
But you've got to have that concern, surely. Hopefully it won't transfer, but then again, maybe it will. For those of you jumping up and down and saying that it was a great, fantastic thing because he destroyed the Conservative government, that's your own political biases kicking in and not common sense. The man who is now a producer of a major show with a huge fan base has basically said that he hates the Tory government. He has also said in a tweet just up here that he doesn't like Republicans either. In fact, calling this one a see you next Tuesday. This is not what you want from your showrunner. Even the mighty Chris Chibnall wouldn't be this stupid. And that touches on the base of why I think we're giving him too much free rein. Are we that desperate? Are we that hungry to have a new decent show that we're prepared to forgive or ignore, turn a blind eye to things like this? Because then we have Yasmin Finney, who was at the Trans Pride March, where she said these wonderful words.
If the government is trying to eradicate us, like, we're all here and we're just duplicating. Look at how many of us there are. Like, hello, Boris, bye, bye. And how many of you have seen Doctor Who? Yes, that's also a moment, and that is another show where my character is trans. So, Boris, I hope you see Heartstopper, I hope you see Doctor Who, because I exist, and I know you know I exist. We all exist. And we're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. Period. Yes. Thank you all so much.
So we now have somebody who is clearly using Doctor Who to push her agenda and to accuse those who question or are not accepting of trans people that they're trying to erase and eradicate them like it's some sort of political pursuit to remove these people, with zero evidence of that happening. So now we have Russell T Davies politically spouting his mouth off, Yasmin Finney also spouting her mouth off, and making sure that everybody in the world knows that Rose, a character in the 60th, will be trans, and it's going to be, in her eyes, a message for trans people exist, etc. Thus, therefore, in her own words, politicising Doctor Who, which is something that for the last few years we've all been moaning about, but now we seem to be prepared to turn a blind eye to. And then we have Shooty. Okay, it's a minor thing. He was caught on Instagram with a what looked suspiciously like a spliff tucked behind his ear. And I tweeted that it's not a good thing to do. People said, oh, well, it doesn't matter. Oh, well, it's PR. It's beside the point. Someone pointed out to me that, well, Tom Baker used to smoke, but the public attitude towards smoking in the 70s and 80s is not reflected in it now. Does it matter that he potentially smokes drugs? Well, if you're in a position where you're seen as a role model, then no. But the simple thing is, again, by just pointing this out, people are going, oh, well, that's fine, without actually thinking about the message it sends. Oh, well, it's okay, his PR team will tell him not to do it again. His PR team should have told him that from the get-go. I have, as you are fully aware, concerns about Shooty's hiring. I don't think it was as spectacular as Russell T Davies was making out, and I am fully aware in this video and other videos that my opinion is not, shall we say, with the mainstream. But the thing is, in my eyes, if I'm going to give, like I did Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall, the critical eye and picking them up on everything, then it is only fair, just and honest to do the same to Russell T Davies and Shooty Gatwan. It's not saying that I automatically hate the show, that I automatically hate Shooty. As I said, I will judge him on his performance, but the problem is you can't turn a blind eye when the main showrunner is a very angry, politicised figure. And I know he was politicised before, but he wasn't getting up on the stage and basically accusing the sitting government of murder, especially when, I'm presuming he's a Labour supporter. Labour have done worse. The hypocrisy of that speech screams massively. And then you've got Yasmin Finney, who's making sure that everybody knows that her appearance is all about trans rights. So you're having this show politicised before it's even begun. Will it reflect in the show? Who knows? But the simple truth of the matter is, you can't sit and turn a blind eye to this. You can't sit and turn a blind eye to the fact the person who wrote the Doctor Who Redacted podcast wrote books which were classed as paedophilic behaviour. The BBC, so desperate to fulfil their diversity and inclusion programme, are literally hiring anyone and everyone they can, without realising that this is all going to spectacularly and eventually blow up in their face. Now, as I bring this video to a close, I will reiterate again, because I'm sure somebody will have a go, and you shouldn't be judging this, that and the other. Hand on heart, I hope that Doctor Who becomes great again. I genuinely do. And it hopefully will. But I can't turn a blind eye to things like that without saying something about them. Whether that makes people hate me, who cares? Because if you want to have a good thing you've got to be fair and you've got to be balanced. You've got to point out their failings as well as their strengths. You can't say one thing about one group of people and then deliberately turn a blind eye to another one because you like them. It is irrelevant whether you agree or disagree with Russell T Davies' statement on the Tory government. The simple truth of the matter is, in the position he's in, the hypocrisy stinks, and you have to be very, very careful with the language you use. We use YouTube. We know there are certain things that if we say will instantaneously get that video gone, and if you keep saying them, your channel will be gone. Russell at the moment is using every opportunity he can get to make a political message about hating something. And I'm sorry, but if his mind is that focused on hating that, it will transfer. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a fat guy sitting in his shed surrounded by his toys. You let me know what you think. You know the rules. There's a comment section down below. It's there for you. I know some of you aren't going to agree with me, and that is absolutely fine. As I said, as I've done on all these videos, I'm just drawing attention to things that need to be drawn to attention. It's not me saying that Doctor Who is going to be shit again. I'm just worried. That's all. So it doesn't matter if you don't agree with me, as long as you're not rude, aggressive, vile, disgusting and say stupid things. That's what the comment section's down below. It's for you to air your views. Let's see what people think. Nothing wrong with that, is there? If you enjoyed this video, then do what Dave the Hand here is going to do and thumb it up. If you want to watch some more videos because you like what I'm doing on my channel, then the subscribe button is down there. And as I said before, on YouTube, depending, sometimes it's directly below the video, sometimes it's to the left. Whatever it is, you can click on that and you are subscribed. Next to that is a bell. Click the bell and you should get a notification from YouTube that I've done another video. But of course, it's YouTube and they do turn it off. So if you've turned it on and you're a recent subscriber, go back and check. YouTube's done what it's done. So, with that, and as always, and until the next one, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for everything that you've done with my channel so far. I am truly honoured and deeply moved. So, until the next time.